Mr. Speaker, I yield myself such time as I may consume, but I would like to begin by first rising in support of this bill, the Protecting Volunteer Firefighters and Emergency Responders Act. I would like to yield 5 minutes to the author of this very important bill, the gentleman from Pennsylvania, Mr. Barletta.
The gentleman from Pennsylvania is ready for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to speak in support of my bill, HR3979, the Protecting Volunteer Firefighters and Emergency Responders Act. This is a good bipartisan bill that protects our first responders, our volunteer firefighters and emergency services personnel, by ensuring that they are not considered employees under the employer mandate provision of the Affordable Care Act. If they were, fire companies would be forced to pay for the volunteers' health insurance or pay a fine, driving many fire departments out of business. Simply put, this is a public safety issue. I first learned about this issue from a volunteer firefighter back home, and I began a crusade to clear this up for volunteer firefighters and localities and the residents of Pennsylvania and every other state. And here's why this is so important. In my home state of Pennsylvania, 97% of fire companies are either entirely or mostly volunteer. Nationally, it's 87%. To be clear, forcing volunteer fire companies to comply with the Affordable Care Act will not extend health insurance to the uninsured. Rather, it will close firehouses, placing people at risk. Last month, the IRS issued a final rule upholding this bill's intent. However, this is too important of a public safety issue to be left to the changing positions of federal bureaucrats. We must pass this bill and encourage our friends in the Senate to do the same. We owe our emergency service volunteers who risk their lives every day rock-solid certainty. This legislation says once and for all that volunteer firefighters are just that, volunteers, and should not be subjected to the employer mandate. I strongly urge passage of the bill. I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman from Pennsylvania yields back his time.